We get the couch. We get the bouncy. What's going on, family? I am Mr. Pleasant.
And I am Mrs. Pleasant.
And welcome to A Pleasant Love. I hope everyone's doing well.
Hey, y'all.
How we doing?
How y'all doing?
We back on the couch once again. We're not gonna leave. The table's still there. It's over there. It's off,
in another studio.
Yeah.
Call what?
We got our house, aka studio.
Hey.
So as we get closer to our 10-year anniversary, we thought we'd sprinkle in little stories here and there.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be another story
Today,
time.
actually, as we're recording this, is our anniversary when he proposed.
Yes. Engagement.
So, yeah.
So hopefully you'll see it. You'll probably see it a couple weeks after that. But today, as she said,
yeah.
All right, I got on my knees.
Yes.
Down in Galveston.
Yes.
She didn't even know how I did it.
That's another story time.
But yeah,
we might throw that in there too. We might, since we all here.
But this one, we wanted to focus on the time that she broke up with me. She broke up with me. Wow. How you say? Wow. She broke up with Mom. Why did you break up with me, Sierra? What did I do so wrong? Was I such a bad man? Or boy?
Was I such a bad?
I was a man. It's just I was like a man child.
A man child? I love it.
Cause I was on my own. I was at my mama's house, but I still had my my adolescent tendencies.
He was such a man child.
I was a man child.
I love it.
Yeah.
So why did I break up with William when we were in college? It was a difficult time, I think, for both of us. We were growing, and God was dealing with us differently on different aspects of our lives. And William had decided to quit student teaching, and in my heart, I feel like William should be a superintendent, right? In my heart, my mind, I saw greatness in him, like I did. And I was like, you're going to quit something that I know in my heart that you were going to be like this great educator. Like, you could be a very great educator. And the fact that he quit it, I was just like, bruh, like, you just going to give up? Like, it's not always going to be easy. At the same time, while he doesn't know this, but at the same time he was doing student teaching, I was doing observation for OT school. And so I was going through my own struggles of trying to juggle school, working 3 jobs, and do that at the same time. And so it was a lot that I was juggling as well. And I'm like, if I can bite and grunt through it, you should be able to get through whatever they throw at you for student teaching.
Right.
Well, his predicament was a little bit extreme. When you're going through something like student teaching or any type of clinical, when you don't have guidance,
yes,
you're just left out there to figure it out on your own. That's not the point of that time in your life.
Right.
You're supposed to be guided. And so for him, Will was just like, I can't do it. He would come, after doing...
Some days I would come home breaking down.
He's just like, I know this is what God want me to do, but it's supposed to be this hard. Like,
right.
And so he came to me and he was like, I quit. Like, I'm just not going to do it no more. Like, I'm just figure something out. I'm going to do something else. And so my heart was shattered because I was like, oh my God, like, you're supposed to be. And so not naively, not thinking that how it's really affecting. No, actually, I thought about how it's affecting him, but it started affecting him in a different way that I didn't like. And I thought that he was trying to replace me with God for a moment, because he was so invested in me that he wasn't focused on his purpose. And I was like, well, if you're supposed to be an educator, and you're confused right now and you're struggling through your journey, we both know that you should be seeking God right now.
Right.
Not being all in my presence all the time, not being with me all the time, not trying to consume me all the time.
Right.
You know? And so for some women they would have just took that time and, you know, indulged in it. But in my spirit, I felt broken because I was like, I love that we're spending this time together, but I know you need to be doing something else better with your time.
Right.
And I didn't feel like he was being responsible, and I didn't feel like he was really seeking God for guidance because he was confused, you know? And I thought, I was like, I was not personally attracted to that. That was unattractive to me. And when you become unattractive to me, because I'm attracted to a lot of things, don't get me wrong. Meaning, you could have a great smile and your hair be jacked up. Or, you know, I could be attracted to a lot of things. But when you don't have a drive, when you lose your purpose, and I know that you have within you greatness, it is, I don't care if it's on a man or a woman, it's completely unattractive to me. And so for me, I became, as he was trying to spend more time with me to make me feel like, oh, I'm still that man, I'm still going to be your guy, I was becoming more disgusted and more disgusted and more disgusted. And to the point of, I was trying to dodge him. Like, I was like, nah, I'm good. Nah, you have to come over. Like, nah, you don't.
It was a lot of ghosting. And before it was considered ghosting.
He didn't realize, I guess he realized it.
I realized it, but it was just like,
she's just busy.
She's busy. She's good.
He would have played video games and anywho. So basically, in a nutshell, I had him come over. And we talked about, you know, our relationship and where it was going. I cried the entire time because I did not want to do this. But I knew I had to exit so that God could enter and he could really find his purpose. If it wasn't being an educator, whatever God had for him, I was blocking his judgment on what he's supposed to be doing. So I had to remove myself because it wasn't healthy for me and I was not attracted to it. If I'm unattracted to you, I'm done. Just done.
I still remember the thing that really set it off and tilted to, we're not moving. So you were getting ready to finish college and move on to her master program in Galveston. And then me thinking, oh, we still good. Like I still got her. I was like, all right. So when you go to Galveston, I'll go with you. You're like, what? You do what? And just like sit on my couch and shit. I was like, no, I'll find a job. Like we'll figure it out when I get there. And wrong statement.
Just the thought of it right now makes me sick to my stomach.
Wrong statement. Like so see that was like that tilted scale.
That was the icing on the cake.
I think like a week later or like a couple days later.
It was a couple days.
A couple of days later it was like, go find yourself, and when you do find yourself, then come back to me.
Then holla at me. I can't. So once we broke up, you know, I was heartbroken because I had to do that. I didn't want to do it, but I had to. But then we were still communicating, not as frequently, but we would still talk or text on the phone or send emails. At that time, it was Facebook Messenger. Well, it's still Facebook Messenger, but it was like Facebook chat or something like that.
Right.
And so that we would talk through that every once in a while. He goes to get another job, so we're not gonna say the name. He goes to get there, and then he while he's there, I know there's struggles, right? We know you're learning; it's a new process. He gives up on that too.
I get the schedule and I don't like it.
He gives up on that too, and I'm like,
I didn't like the schedule.
Oh, bruh, you way off.
It was my first job after college. I was just, I know I could have done. Me knowing what kind of person I was, I know this wasn't going to fit right with me. I know I wouldn't be able to advance in the career there. I knew it wasn't right for me, so I left. But I got another job like in a week.
Unattractive.
That was unattractive. Well, I
was like, you can't bite the bullet. Like, come on, man. Like, just bite the bullet. And reminds you, that was me. Like, back then. We're still
young. We're still like, you don't. When you're faced with, and that's the thing. A lot of time people don't see. When you're faced with these problems, these obstacles in life, you don't see where God is taking you.
Right.
And that's where we get in trouble a lot of times as Christians, is that we get hit by a brick wall and we completely forget our faith.
Right.
And that's what happened to us.
Yeah.
Even me.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna be a teacher no more. What am I gonna do? Like, oh no. So I think I even went from I even went and washed cars. Like,
yeah, that's another thing I was gonna say. Will has a really good work ethic. So the fact that he had quit student teaching and then quit another job within 3 days of being hired, I was like, you have done all these odd jobs throughout college, and now you just go quit and quit and quit. What is going on with you? Like, I was like, bro, like that's one of the.
It was confusing. It was confusing time. I give her that.
So,
and that's why I love her. That's why I love her to the day. That's what happened next. We broke up. It was hard. That was a. How long did we break up? I don't even feel like it was that long.
It was like, I think it was like maybe three weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
3 weeks.
I think it was 3 or 4
I
weeks.
know. Y'all like 3 weeks. That's it.
3 or 4 weeks.
But hey, that for.
I remember I did something the weekend afterwards.
For our type of relationship, for our type of relationship we had, how close we were, 3 weeks still was detrimental. Because at that time, you don't know what can happen in 3 weeks. I could have found another girl. He could have found another guy. I could have did something that made me not even have a chance to come back to her. Like, a lot could happen.
Yeah, and so we weren't like at that because we weren't dating, recording anymore. I didn't share what I was doing, and he didn't share what he was doing, unless it was an outing of some sort, or we're gonna be leaving town.
I think it was like one party we went to, and we were on a separate side of the room. It was really weird. People could tell something was wrong.
Weird. That was so weird.
People could tell something was
wrong.
We
didn't share. Well, I shared with a few of my friends that we had broken up, and they thought I was stupid because they were like, "Girl, that ain't nothing," and I'm like, for me it is. Like, I just couldn't. They were like, we get it, that's you, Sierra. But they thought I was like foolish because they were like, "Girl, you know how many good men you just gonna let them go?" And I'm just like, yeah, like right now that's how I feel. if he's meant for me, he'll be for me. If he not, he not. And so I hadn't seen you in like maybe 2 weeks or so of that time, and so we met up, and we didn't even, like, usually we would go to my room and like have a conversation, and I was like, no, we can sit in the living room. Like, I was totally like, let's keep this, just in case things pop off. I don't know how we're gonna have this. At the time, I was hot-headed too, so Lord bless it. So we get in the living room and we're talking, and Will was explaining to me what his plan was. I think what made me say, okay, let's try this again, now that you understand, it was that the moving to the Galveston thing with me, I did not desire him to do that, because I knew we both had a lot of growth that needed to happen. And remind you, in San Antonio, we lived completely separate. We did not live together, and so I did not want. I was like, you can't come. Do you know how that's going? No, your mama ain't gonna like it. My mama not gonna like it. I don't like it. God don't like it. Ain't happening. So that was like not. And when he came to me and he said, I'm gonna support you when you leave. Let's just see how this goes. He was more optimistic about his growth as a person, but then he was also very optimistic about our growth as a couple, even though we would be far apart.
Right.
And that conversation showed me that he had grew in his mindset prior to the weeks before, where it was just like, oh, whatever you are, wherever you going, wherever we're, oh yeah, and it was just like, bruh, pump your brakes. Like, I like you, but bruh, I'm not in love with you like that, like that, not at that time,
Yeah.
And so when he said those things to me, he showed me his plans on like where he was working at now and how he enjoyed it, and I saw the enjoyment, that the growth in him about this new job, where he felt like he had more responsibility, where he felt like he had a say in what was going on. And even though that wasn't his ended all purpose, it taught him all the lessons of how to deal with people,
right?
And grew him. And so I could see that just from those, from those 3.5 weeks, I could see that. Right. And so that made me say, okay, well, let's continue I am going off for college, for my master's program, but I think that we can continue to work on this, and you understand that I'm not gonna. And the fact that I was going off for college, going away to Galveston, I knew that I wouldn't be able to support him like I had been before, and he had to be strong enough in his faith to be able to be strong by himself,
right?
Because I wasn't gonna be able to just kick it, every other day, or come over, because I was gonna be in a whole other different city. And so the fact that he was able to show me that and made me say, "Yo, okay, let's keep going, let's keep the relationship going," and we did.
Yeah, we did the long distance relationship 2 years, and the rest is for another.
Yeah, it was a trying time, and it helped us grow as people, and I thank God for that moment.
We took it as lessons.
Hard.
Yeah,
it was hard.
Yeah, it was hard, but yeah, we. Now looking back, we had to go through it so that when we got married, those small little, not small, it's significant, but it became smaller in the grand scheme of things. Mm-hmm. If we had our same maturity you have now, 10 years ago, or 11, 12 years ago, she wouldn't have saw that as, hey, that's just, baby, that's just a small step in your bump in your life. Let's get through it. Let's get through this together. Well, thank y'all so much. I hope you guys enjoy it. We definitely want to come out with more story times, especially as we're getting closer to our 10-year anniversary, as we kind of put together what we're gonna do. So until the quarantine edition.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and we wore Astros today because yesterday they did it. They did the thing yesterday. So we represent.
Or 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, whatever this is posted. We love you guys. Be safe out there. Take care of yourselves and your family. And have a pleasant day, a pleasant love. We love you guys. Bye.